Okay, today I am demonstrating a slab cylinder. First step was to roll out my slab. I have it in between 1/4 of an inch and 3/8 of an inch. And that's just the thickness that I prefer. That's the thickness that seems to work for me. 3/8 inch is a little too big. 1/4 of an inch is a little too thin. So I'm going to go to the sharp side of my fettling knife, and I'm going to make sure I cut right alongside this paper, using this pre-measured paper as my guide to give me nice straight edges. Now, as I'm cutting this, I am making sure that my corners stay intact, because a corner is so important, and it's very easy when you're cutting to accidentally distort those corners. So I'm trying to be real mindful and cutting right over that edge and not pulling the clay over that edge. So watch, I'm gonna lay down my knife a bit, and that's gonna help make that corner nice and pointy and not drag it. So that's something that I see in some high school students when they're cutting, they're not paying attention to that little edge there. So again, I'm gonna lay down my knife so I get a really good corner there and I don't pull it. All right, now I can peel away all of my extras, and then my next step will be beveling my edges so that I can begin doing the cylinder. Now, I don't use a mold for my cylinder. I'm actually gonna stand it up all on its own. Oh, and one more thing, I'm gonna put in some texture. So that texture, I'm gonna use a little texture ball. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rub that on the surface. And if you notice, it's giving it a really bumpy texture, which looks kind of like stones and is perfect for the fairy house that I'm making. So I'm being real careful as I'm rolling this out. I don't want to distort my edges, but as I'm working on this, there's a very good chance that I will repair or go over some of the edges and have to re-roll out this texture, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it started. So I'm just being kind of mindful as I am rolling this out that I don't want to push too hard. That's not the intention. All you need to do is a little indentation. And so I'm not putting any pressure on my texture ball. And what this is going to do is just give it a really quick way to, give it kind of the authentic look I'm going for, which is an old fairy house look. So as I do this, I'm just being mindful that I don't want to smash my edges. I really just want to indent and give it that stone look. And what's cool about this is it has many different sizes, so it's really fun to be able to see the different texture across that entire slab. So now I'll bring it a little closer, and until next time.